Greetings, gnomes and nomads, and welcome back to Castlegoat. Only, this isn't Castlegoat, is it? Nope. This is, as you can plainly see, the main menu for Gnomoria. And it is as far as I've gotten in playing Gnomoria since the 27th of May, when the latest patch was released, bringing us up to version 0.9.12, or 0.12.1 as it stands now. Actually, before I get any further, that did sound rather dramatic, so let me start by saying, don't panic, Castlegoat hasn't vanished, and there is no risk of it not coming back. However, there are some nasty bugs in the latest patch that have meant that I haven't been able to play the game recently. I know a lot of people have been wondering why I haven't updated, so I thought I would make this quick little update video to explain the reasons and to reassure you that as soon as the bugs are fixed, I'll be recording again. Now, for those of you who are curious about the specifics, the bugs in question are the gnome AI breaking bug, which revolved around buckets and sacks, which caused gnomes to, well, simply get locked in an AI loop and just not do anything if they were tasked with a job which involved buckets or sacks. That bug has been patched out, and was patched out actually within hours. However, the second bug affects our precious mushroom farms. Now, I imagine that bug is far less urgent and game-breaking for most people, and that's why it hasn't yet been addressed. However, for Castlegoat, as you can imagine, the mushroom farm produces not only a reasonable amount of our backup food, but all of our food for our emus, but also it is the only source of our precious life-giving tea. How could I, as a reasonable and even-tempered gnome administrator, deny our gnomes tea? How could I force them to go through tea withdrawals? I cannot. That is the simple answer. This bug is actually a little bit nasty though, in that it doesn't just stop the farms from working, it actually causes the gnomes to break the farms intentionally. They'll go and tend the farms, and even if there's mushrooms growing on them or mushrooms ready to be harvested, they'll destroy them. It's to do with the way that they till the fields, and what happens is that undoes the muddied earth. So the farm is no longer muddied, which would require me to go through the rigmarole of rehydrating all of the soil again, which would require various engineering projects to get that all working. It would be a lot of work and for very little gain, since the farm wouldn't be fixed. The moment I tell them to plant anything, they'll just go down there and break it again. So it really is a case of I need to wait for that bug to be fixed, or my emus would probably starve. The way that I play Gnomoria these days is that one episode can span not just 1 or 2 days in Gnomoria, but several days, sometimes an entire season. So our meager stocks of mushroom seeds would run out very quickly, and also the tea stocks would run out practically instantly. So that is why I haven't been updating Castlegoat lately. However, it is Wednesday now, and RoboBob tends to release updates every other week, so it'll likely only be about another week, around Tuesday next week, that we will see an update, and fingers crossed, the fix for this particular problem. I'm sorry that I've not been able to show off more of the kingdom and progress the traps a little bit further, both because I know so many of you enjoy Castlegoat, but also because I enjoy it. It's been really frustrating to know that we're so close to that trap being finished, and on top of that, there are new features that I just haven't been able to play around with, the buckets and sacks, the aforementioned buckets and sacks. So it's been a little bit torturous for me as well. But they say that patience is a virtue, and all this waiting will likely make it the return of Castlegoat all the more pleasant. So I hope that this has answered your questions, and also reassured those of you who were a little bit worried that I'd either lost interest, heaven forbid, or that something terrible had happened to the save file. All is well, or well, it will be when the bugs are fixed, and that's why I haven't really loaded up the game. I don't want to cause any bugs with the save file. So, with that all said, this update is done. And until next we meet, from myself and all of the gnomes, frozen in time as they are, do take care.